So welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live show on Thursday, live stream from ustream.tv and also recorded for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I'm working in Johanna Basford's Christmas. I bought one reduced last year and hid it away. And I've got a new rule that I kind of start from the first page. So last year I did some alterations. Didn't know what to do with the first page, but I've got some gaps, so I've filled these in. So I'll very quickly go through and show you the alterations. I think there is just one difference there, isn't there? So I love this page, but I don't like corners like this, so I altered it and I put a robin in the centre. I stole the robin for a bit further on, and there's one with two robins, and I stole one robin and flipped it over. This little fat robin here, and when you trace something and you turn it over, it's ready for tracing straight away, so it was easy to do. I think I might put a few of these leaves sticking out just to fill these corners in. But I just started doing it because I've tried to change things, and I'm not very good at drawing Johanna's. So again, this one, absolutely love the image, but there's a few gaps. So I traced it because it's almost impossible to copy somebody else's curls. So I traced the image and then just put some stickles on the stag. So the next one I altered was this one. Again, absolutely loved it, but had gaps, and this is gorgeous ivory paper. So I used the shapes, traced them and reversed them, and filled the page. The next one that I did was the tree. Now I haven't finished this one because I can't use pencils at the moment. Again, I absolutely loved it, but I used the background here to create a wallpaper, and then I've drawn some floorboards to do some floorboards, and then the presents will stand up. So the background is watercolour pencils, Derwent watercolour pastels, sorry, and they've not been set, and the foreground is scratched on Ink 10's pencils, but when I use a watercolour brush to pop these forward, they're going to really bring out and look like this is the background. And I don't think I did anything different with that one. It was just as I want it to be, so I didn't do anything different. But I loved the clock, but again, ivory spaces. So this was graphitin. Again, I just picked out and reversed things and fitted it in to go around to fill. So you've got that gorgeous ivory background, and you've completely filled the page. And then the bunny, love the bunny, but again, ivory spaces, and he has a paw up, so I put a present under his foot, and then I just reverse. So there's 2 bells there. I've got 7. So I just reversed things and took them up, and then reversed them in a bit as well to make him feel that it was kind of enclosed. I haven't done anything with that one, but again, I want to fill the spaces. the next one were the birds, the two robins. Absolutely love the image, but not the spaces. So I just reversed a little bit of a curl here and there, a leaf sticking out. And then the robins, I made them a bit more enclosed here. So I put the leaf, that leaf sticking out here, I turned it, reversed it, and it doesn't look the same, but it is. So I really love that. And I think that's all. Yeah, I think I need something in here as well. I really like that. But I've been looking at the baubles, and there's some nice baubles, so I think I'll put a bauble out the outside, but leave the inside maybe. So I don't always want to change things, it's just if I see something. And then this one, I loved it. This was the first and really bad attempt I did. Loved this, but didn't like the space. So I filled it, and I drew my own curls, and this is when I realised I'm probably I'm left-handed and Joanna's probably right-handed, and it's impossible to get curls if you're the wrong-handed. So I wanted to fill the page. I've used some quite bright colours. Love the colours, but really needed to fill that page with that ivory paper behind. And I think that's the last one. Yeah. And again, I haven't decided what to do with that one yet. I think I've written that I want to do a window here. So I'm going to have a window with a scene out of it and wallpaper here. And then I'm going to do a fireplace at this side. So it's hanging from my fireplace. Because I have a very old Victorian fireplace. So love doing that. Made a few mistakes. Wanted to do different colours, different things. And it's a year ago, so the colours have changed. My colour schemes have changed. So I coloured this one in a couple of weeks ago, but I still didn't know what to do with all this space, and I'm not very good with backgrounds, so I've gone through the book and I've traced several baubles and the stag from a different page, and then I've reversed them and I've bobbed them all around, so there's something going on all around. So if I just pop that there to one side, I've got my Rotring Isograph 0.25, and it happens to be the exact same. And I haven't used this for months, and look at it, it's a bit yuck, so it needs a bit of a wipe. But I can use it straight away and it won't make a blob. It's quite well behaved. I'm going to use the bottom of this, look. There we go. But I love the fact that I've just opened it. I haven't opened it for a while, but I can draw with it. But there's no way I can do Johanna's curls. So I've penciled this in, so now I just need to go over. And I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. I need to go over what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep a lot of colour here, so everything behaves itself. Sorry about the light. Oops. Now the Rotring pen, you don't really want to mess about. You want to kind of go for it. And you normally have to hold it vertically. So I have a spot of bother, which is why I've given up line drawing. But any permanent marker would be fine. One thing I would say, that you really need to be comfortable, because if you're not comfortable, you can't get flowing curls, which is what we need. The pencil lines are there to guide you, but you do need to have a nice natural flow, because obviously when Johanna drew it, she was just doodling her creation, and she'd done it many times, so it became automatic for her. This is not a natural, these are not natural shapes for us, so we have to really rely on this tracing paper, because I could copy the patterns, but it would look completely different, and the idea is to bring the page together, not look like two people have had a go. So just, and this pen has got Indian isograph ink in it, which is permanent. It's used by artists. Most of it I had when I was at college, so that looks like it's been there forever, but there is no way I could draw that. It doesn't matter how clever you are, you cannot copy exactly, especially somebody that's left-handed. Well, I say you can never. You know, there are forgers that do forging, and you see I've made a boo-boo there, but we can get away with that, I think. Now, some of the colour books have got darker colour. Oh, sorry. Some have got darker and some have got lighter. So I've covered up chat, so apologies. Oh, thank you, Kingo. Thank you. I'm going to do the line last because that's... I mean, there's nothing... If you do backgrounds, there's nothing wrong with Johanna's at all. It's just I'm not really a background girl. And I do adore this gorgeous, gorgeous ivory paper. And it's a shame to kind of slap it all with dark stars and things. I'd much rather just fill the page and enjoy these wonderful designs. And again, you've just got to be a bit, if you are doing a line, you have to be a bit straight. And I'm going to turn that one round purely because it's got to be comfortable, and I've got the ridge on the edge of this. So we'll pop that up there. I don't know why I should have a lot of shadow. I have a bit of shadow, but not a lot of shadow. So it's very well behaved, this pen, but you do need a permanent ink in this pen, because you're going to watercolour over it. Now, if you're not going to watercolour over it, then that's fine. If you're just going to use pencils, then just use an ordinary pen. But again, if you're not comfortable, you can't get those natural curves. And I just cannot do a Johanna curl to save my life. I mess it up every time. That's a really pathetic little curl. But it's there. Once I've coloured it, it should be fine. So I've just filled that space. Down here we've got another one. Wish I'd not done the little chain now, but and I need to move the chain because the bauble's not straight, so I think I'm going to erase that. So I've got my little eraser. Now I did use that for my watercolour earlier, but it should be fine. Just make sure that you don't contaminate anything. I'm going to take that out completely with my Derwent electric eraser because I can. It's easy. It's gone. Same with that one. There we go. And the beauty about this ink in this fine pen is it dries almost immediately. So we're going to use a little ruler, which I had kicking about a minute ago. Oh well, never mind. I shall draw this first and draw this one. Oops. Again, you've got to be comfortable, because if you're not comfortable, your curves will be off. Oops, and my curves are off a bit. And then we've got this one, so we've got and then we have two stags at the bottom, but I need to attach these because at the moment they look like they're not attached to anything, so just give me a second. Oh, this will do. So unfortunately it's going to have to go exactly oh, that's good. Oh, see, I'm off. There we go. Oh, it's not too far out. Just about managed that. So we want to be in front of that, behind that bauble, and there. And then this one, that's why I was worried about two lines being there, but you know, it's a colour book. It's not a. Oops, this one's going to be a bit out, I think. So it's to go from behind there, in front of the stag, behind the bauble. And luckily this pen, the 0.25, is exactly the same. And the 0.35, you can get them in 10 sets. Quite expensive, but they last forever. They're refillable, love them. The 0.35 is the same size as I think it's the same size as one of the other colour books as well, so that's quite handy, because you wouldn't really want to do another line over the top of that because it would look a bit strange, but luckily you could just about get away with it. So we have the stag here to do next, and again this is Johanna's doodle. So the best thing to do is just use, and I took the curl off it, I think, didn't I? Is to just use the image. Oh, I should have gone in a bit there, never mind. And then kind of, you have to then have a natural flow. When you're tracing, you normally stop and start, but really you can't do that. So you need a general idea of what it's going to be. Oops, he's got rather a large nose there. So he's in. And then last but not least, the last one. And it's not completely full. It's not chock-a-block with images. It's just, and I've lost his ear. Oh, there's his ear. When they're coloured, and they're not going to look any different, they will blend in a lot better. Oops, I made a bit of a mistake there. But the image will match. If I drew a deer, it would be completely different. I don't have any control over my thumbs, which you need when you're drawing. And I lost his tail. I missed his tail off. No, I don't think there's many pencil lines, but I'm going to leave it to dry a little bit. It is fairly dry. I have been known to just draw straight over it, but let's have a look what it looks like next to its original. Oops, so we put that in there, and then we'll put the original one there. So I haven't done too much to it, but I've just filled it up a little bit. I would have put another bauble maybe hanging off there, maybe, I think. Just something there, but it looks quite nice. It works quite well. So that's the difference. So part 2 is I'll be culling that in. Thank you for watching.